What's up, YouTube? All right, well, right now I want to talk about the GOAT debate because obviously it's been going on for a while and it's probably going to go on for much longer. And I just want to put a rest to it right here, right now, okay? Oh man, I went out. Anyways, Michael Jordan is way better. It's not even close. Way better than LeBron James, and I'll tell you why. After Michael Jordan retired from the NBA, the NBA wanted, after his second retirement in '98, the NBA wanted to basically sustain that perimeter glory that Michael Jordan brought to the NBA. And when he retired, there was really no other perimeter player that would be able to continue on that sort of that perimeter excitement. And so, in order to sustain that sort of perimeter glory, as I called it earlier, in order to sustain it, the NBA made the rules easier, or they changed the rules. They changed the rules to make the game easier for perimeter players. All right, Michael Jordan averaged 30 points a game throughout his career. Imagine how many points he would have averaged throughout his career had he played in the era in which LeBron James played, when the rules were adjusted as such to make it easier for Michael Jordan. He would have averaged 35 points a game as a for his career, at least. His field goal percentage was like 49.8 or something in his career. Had he played in LeBron James era with those rules and the easier game that it is today for offensive perimeter players, he would have his field goal percentage on average throughout his career would have been at least 52-53%, which would be insane for a perimeter player. And crazy. So that's that. I mean, that's that, all right? Another thing, too, that the LeBronites always bring up. Oh, LeBron, he averages almost a triple-double, such high rebound and assist numbers, yada, yada, yada. Michael Jordan averaged 8 rebounds in a season. That's pretty good. I think LeBron James' highest rebound. Did I say rebounds? I meant assists. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan averaged 8 assists in a season. I think it was like 89 probably, or it was in the 80s. LeBron James' highest assist number was 9, which is higher, yeah. But basically, my point is that with the 8 assists per game for that one season that Michael Jordan averaged, that goes to show that he could have averaged 8 points, 8 assists, throughout a season, and could have done it more than that one time if he wanted to. The reason why he didn't is because he was such a prolific scorer. He was so good at scoring that exploiting that part of his skill set, the scoring, exploiting that part of his skill set, gave his team the best chance to win. And so LeBron James he's a great scorer, yes, but he's not nearly as good as Michael Jordan. So he didn't have that, part of his skill set that he can exploit. So he had to basically compensate for that by being a more all-around, more rounded player. So that's why LeBron James has higher assists. It's not because he's a better passer actually LeBron James is a great passer, historically speaking. But Michael Jordan too. It's not like LeBron James is like superior to Michael. Yeah, he might be a better passer, but he's not that much better, is my point. Okay? And another thing too, LeBron James averaged 1 more rebound a game than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a guard. Okay? In a time in which there wasn't many rebounds available for perimeter players as there is today. That's why there's so many triple doubles and so forth. So many guards are averaging much higher rebound numbers than they did in eras before. And Michael Jordan had 1 rebound less than LeBron James for his career, playing as a guard while LeBron James was a forward. LeBron James being 3 inches taller. Chris Broussard once said that you can make the argument that Michael Jordan was a better pound-for-pound rebounder than LeBron James. So there goes that argument, saying that LeBron is better because he's a more rounded offensive player with this higher assists and higher rebounds number. Baloney. Don't give me that shit. Had Jordan played in this era, in the era of LeBron James, where perimeter players are more, likely to get rebounds, he would average much more rebounds than he did during his era when the big men dominated the boards. That's that. All right. Another thing. The defense. It's not even close. It's not even close. LeBron James was the first team all defense 6 years. Michael Jordan 9 years. LeBron is a great defender and was a great defender, not anymore. But Michael Jordan was way better as a defender than LeBron James. I mean, 9 times all defense. Of course, everybody knows he was the defensive player of the year. And so on the defense, it's not even close. So for these reasons, the whole GOAT conversation has to be put to rest. And another thing about the GOAT, everyone talks about the GOAT, Muhammad Ali, he called himself the GOAT, Well, Muhammad Ali called himself the GOAT when he was, relative to what he became later on. He was relatively a nobody when he was calling himself the GOAT the first times. And, he called himself the GOAT from the very beginning as a gimmick. It was a gimmick. It was a slogan. It was in the purpose of self-promoting. Muhammad Ali said a lot of things that were absurd. I mean, one time he said he was going to be charged with capital murder for knocking out his opponent in the ring. That's absurd. Obviously, he didn't believe that. That's just so absurd. So he had this tendency to say outrageous things that may have seemed cocky, but nonetheless, it was so outrageous that no one really took him seriously at that. And of course, the GOAT is much more believable. But still, there was still a level of absurdity. Of course, not to the extent as there is in that example that I just gave, but there was still some absurdity in it. And when LeBron James called himself the GOAT, he was dead serious. He was dead serious. And honestly, not only is it highly arrogant of LeBron James to call himself the GOAT in a serious manner, but it is outright ignorant. Complete disregard to the differences in eras. And dude, winning that one championship doesn't make you the GOAT. What makes you the GOAT is your peak, and whether or not that peak was higher than everyone else who played. And your peak was never higher than that of Michael Jordan. Sorry to break it to you. You're a great player. LeBron James is a great player, but I don't think the argument is between him and Jordan. I think the argument is more so between him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the second best player, if that. I mean, obviously, I think he's top 5. I think that's a lock. But you can make an argument that he's not even top 3. But to make the argument that Michael Jordan isn't top 3, that's absurd. Talk about absurdity. And the consensus is that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, and I tend to agree. And for the reasons why, I'm convinced. All right, well, thanks for watching. Later.